Ready for your makeover?
I suppose so.
Alright, well, before we get started, I gotta put this on. Come on.
Oh. Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm not even remotely emo. I have no clue what I'm getting myself into. I've enlisted the help of some of my friends to help me figure out what it's like to actually be emo. Join me on a journey of discovery as I dive deep into emo culture.
Alright, so come into my studio.
Okay.
You just have a seat down over here. So what first set you on this emo quest of yours?
A lot of my friends say they're emo, and I kind of got curious that, what does that even mean?
Alright, so you want to learn more about emo.
Mm-hmm.
But have you heard anything about goth?
I have. Isn't it pretty much the same thing?
It is definitely not the same thing. Goth is a lot more, it's based on stuff from the Victorian era, actually. And the emo is actually, came from England in the 80s, or late 70s.
Okay.
As a form of, really based in like punk music.
What would you categorize yourself as, emo or goth?
I would definitely say I'm more emo. Goth is, like, emo is more like, you know, like the dyed hair, and that's not just like, that's like colors, you know, not just black. And goth is more just all black, you have like Victorian influences, you have a lot of lace, you have, like, what you would consider to be like vampire-y.
So if Hot Topic is for emos, then where do the goths shop?
The goths will shop at a lot of specialty stores that have like Victorian era stuff.
Why does this make you nervous?
Well, one, I've never worn makeup before in any capacity, so that's the new experience for me. And also, generally I wouldn't categorize myself as an emo person, and well, yeah, doing something that's like inherently emo, especially to the degree is like getting a full makeover, is definitely a scary concept for me.
Another main section of emo is that femininity is a main component in emo-ness. Like guys, you have guy liner, which I'm gonna put on you now for your eyes.
Yeah, do a lot of emo guys wear makeup like this?
Actually, it's a very common thing for emo guys to wear makeup like this.
Chloe, help me.
So why do you enjoy marching band so much? Like, you know, we have the whole Black Parade marching band.
Well, marching band for me, as a participant, I like it because I like to I made a lot of friends. It's fun to do, it gives me something to do that's worthwhile. It's hard, it requires a lot of work, dedication, and the music is also really fun. This was not the color I was expecting.
It really does pull together the look though. Matt, I want to thank you for being a good sport, letting us do this to you. Alright, so I think your transformation is complete, and it is time for you to see.
I don't really think this is gonna be my style, sorry.
That's okay, you know, I applaud you for trying. I think that there's a lot of stigma about emo culture, and finding someone who is definitely not at all in that sphere and is completely willing to try it is great.
Emo makeup may not be my style, but Sonia taught me a lot about the difference between emo and goth. I think I need to ask someone else about the culture. What got you into emo?
I guess you could say that my sister was like emo, and she's 8 years older than me, so by the time I hit the age that like I can remember what she was like then, I wanted to be like her.
So I heard that you're no longer emo. What made you grow out of it?
I wouldn't even necessarily say like I'm not like completely emo anymore, like I still listen to the same music. I just don't really like dress in all black or anymore. Like I like the colors, but there is still like aspects of like the emo life that like I still partake in.
So what is like the defining characteristic? What makes emo music emo?
I guess that's a good question. It's usually, there's like different aspects of emo. Like a lot of it's gonna be slower and like emotional, which is like what emo stands for. Usually like heavy instrumentals, and then there's also like the deathcore emo, which is like screaming, like lots of instruments, just very like hardcore, I guess you would say.
So I heard you have a pentagram tattoo?
I do.
What's up with that?
It's right here.
Wow.
Yeah. It's gonna sound really weird when I say this, but I'm a Satanist. But when I say that, like, it has nothing to do with Satan. It's very simple religion, actually.
How does Satanism relate to emo, at least for you personally?
I think they're kind of two separate things. A lot of people like to relate them. I just don't really think that they're the same thing, because like one is my religion, one is just like something I like. So yeah.
I think I'll have to look into Satanism another time, but I was grateful that Sierra had so much to tell me. My last stop was to the local mall. I was headed to a certain emo hotspot called Hot Topic.
So, what made you decide to apply to Hot Topic?
Well, I always wanted to work here since I was like 11 or 12 because of all the things that they sold, the music that they sold was always interested me, but I didn't actually get the job until about 4.5 years ago. That's how long I've been working here,
So, would you consider yourself to be emo?
Yeah, I've always been told I was an emo kid ever since, probably since I started like getting into the trend of emo or scene. I think it's just a lifestyle, like the way kids dress, the kind of music they listen to is a big thing, and they're usually like, they were considered kind of the outcast, and then it was trendy for a while, and now it seems to be kind of, I don't know, still that same trend, but not as popular.
So, would you consider this kind of clientele that Hot Topic brings in, them to be like emo or more goth or like something completely different?
I mean, I definitely still feel like we get like the emo kids, like we get all the old emo kids, like my kind of generation, like all the people who like were like super into it and then just have kind of grown up.
What sort of bands play that emo music?
I mean, anyone who probably plays on Warped Tour. Honestly, My Chemical Romance, old Fall Out Boy, old Panic at the Disco.
You said like old Fall Out Boy, so what have they done differently now that makes them not necessarily?
I mean, I feel like a lot of those bands like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco have gone more of the pop route because it's become more trendy. And a lot of kids like me who used to be like in that little emo phase are like, oh, I can't. Like, not into it, it's just a different kind of style of music now.
What a wild ride. I think I understand a little bit better what it means to be emo. Who knows, maybe I'll start listening to some of those emo artists like Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance. I think I'll stick to the nerdy stuff like marching band though. Thanks to everyone who helped teach me about emo culture.